All right, so I had this. I just came up with this, right? And it's been on my mind. I wrote this down. Royalty is the reason behind all evil in the world. So, you know, I look at royal families, and from what it seems, it doesn't seem as though there are many royal families that actually exist here on Earth. You know, um, from what's documented, we don't. It doesn't seem to be that the majority of people are part of a royal bloodline. In fact, it would be the minority of people, I'd say, that would be part of a royal bloodline. And so it's like, what are the chances of any of us being born in the royal family? Like, slim to none, right? And so those who are born in the royal family, it's like, why are they born into the royal family? Like, the royal family, they're royal for a reason. So obviously there's incest going on. They, sleep with their own cousins, sisters, aunties, I don't know, anything. Like, it's all in one. It's all for the prosperity of themselves, against leveraging against the entire world, right? Like, you have to think, how did these people get to just walk and operate within society? Well, you can't just access them, right? Because they're guarded and gate kept. But it's like, what are they doing behind closed doors? Like, we don't ever get to see a peek into their lives, and it's like these people, it's really damn near like they pretend to be human, and it's like, that's why it leads me to thinking, are they mixed with something else? If you are to take the Bible as to be literal literature, as in that it's real, everything that's, in the scriptures, and when you read the scriptures, you get to find out about God, but then you also get to find out about the devil and the Nephilim and stuff like that. People who fallen angels from heaven down to earth, who then on earth became infatuated with women and started having children, and then those children became, I don't know, half demon, half human, and started just keeping everything within their own bloodlines to form their families here that would dominate and rule over the earth and have access to all the finest resources that the earth has to offer, right? Which God intended for it to be like evenly spread for all of us to use, but that's really not what ended up happening. And that's how you have the mess of the world we have today. And I'm just like, well, and the fact that there are so few of these royal families, and it's disgusting how they even have the term royal, because royal family is really just to suggest that they all sleep with each other to preserve their lineage. And although I understand it, the reason behind it, and it makes sense, but overall it's wrong and it's not something that should be practiced. But they do that, right? But all of us, if we do that, it's illegal. We'll get taken to jail and locked up for the rest of our lives. They'll throw away the key and we'll never see the light of day again. So understand how this double standard is just, it's like, wow, this is the world we live in. We have to, they enforce it on us to slave and toil away in ways that they don't replicate their own selves. They make these laws for the general populace and they don't even follow the laws that they create, right? Because they're not for us, right? I mean, they're not for them, I should say, but they are for us. And it's like, when you understand that there's good and bad in this world and forces of greatness and evil, it's like, all that stuff coming out with Epstein is crazy. And it's just like, and Epstein has a huge head. I don't know why is his head so big? It's like it's massive. Epstein's head is like, bro, I don't know. Anyways, getting off track, but back on topic, it's like, these people, they're not real people, and it's like Satan, supposedly super materialistic, wanted his own agency, wanted to be more than what he was. Lucifer, whatever you want to refer to, him as or her as, or, because the devil's a shapeshifter, Like, it's funny, the devil can't pick a side, and that's exactly how he deceives you, making you think that you can be anything, you can do anything, and then lo and behold, you're damned to the same fate that he is, because you wanted to do what you wanted to do, and you know, it's some stuff that Aleister Crowley spoke about. Do what thou wilt. Nike, just do it. Like, it's a lot of stuff I've been learning about the occult and Satanism, and how it's links all back to humans and the way we practice it to have spells and black magic, all this crazy ritualistic stuff. It's and it's just like, the royal family is like the first. Those are the people I would look to if you want to look to someone to blame for evil going on in this world. It's easy. I look at the royal family. Like I look at those who are just immediately born into like extreme wealth, billions, or just gold and silver and whatever. They're born into just absolute disgusting levels of finance, and it's like they run the world, right? They control everything. They can make wars, they can start and end wars. So these are the people really running stuff, right? Because they can fund them, right? They can invest in a militia for it. So if you want to look to evil in the world, it's really no simpler than looking at the royal family, the royal families of the world. And it's crazy because I don't even know if this video gonna get left up on here, but I'm gonna put it out and we'll see what happens, because it's like I gotta speak on it. I'm still researching, so I'm not super well versed on this, but it is interesting when you start to look at this and you realize like the fuckery that's going on here, and that all you can do about it is be like a servant soldier of God, and do the best that you can do with your own individual life, but these people out here, like, having sexual immorality, then they're sacrificing people to gain life force, drinking blood so that they can live longer and all this type of stuff. And sometimes, even when they announce like, oh, the Queen Elizabeth passed away a few years ago in 2022, they made this announcement all over the news and the whole country's devastated. And I'm just there like, what's Queen Elizabeth ever done for me? One, or for my people. Two, if anything, she's only ever stolen things. And it's like, on top of that, it's like, I'm just like, is she really passed away? Or are they just announcing it just to announce it, to make it seem like they really like one of us, who we live lives, we're born, we pass away, you know what I'm saying? And it actually has an effect on the community because we no longer see the person, right? But it's not, and we attend the funeral and whatnot, but it's not the same when it comes to the royal family. You see what I'm saying? It's like, it's just secretive, bro. Like you never get to look inside their personal life. I'm making these videos. You can see my personal life. Hell, you can see my background. I'm recording in some, basement or something, but like it's real, it's tangible, it's accessible. It's like looking at the royal family, I'm like, okay, they have these nice fields and whatever. They live in a castle and whatever. Okay, but it's like, they got a throne and it's like, oh, it looks cool and all of that. But it's like, and they seem to have tea parties and sandwiches and, and I'm just like, yeah, but really? Is that not just a front on the outside just for the cameras? As soon as the cameras turn off, they go back inside the palace. You can't see anything. You're like, okay, what are they really doing here? And they got dungeons and all this type of stuff, back doors and secret rooms. So it's like, you start to realize like, these secret societies and people and like bloodlines, they are sinister, It's it runs deep. It runs deeper than a lot of us will know. And it's a bit scary to like have to go down this rabbit hole, but I'll see if I can go further down it and like make more content, maybe like this, conspiracy theorist type of stuff. But I'm interested in it, right now. So and yeah, obviously, you ever see me stop making videos, just know that I didn't take myself out. It's just me. So yeah, because I would never do that. I love life, I got a luster for life and I'm gonna live it to the fullest. And yeah, just be be one with Christ.